guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm Taylor. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a what's for dinner. I share these videos every Sunday to give you guys some dinner inspiration and motivation to cook more for your family. Tonight is Friday and I usually go grocery shopping on Fridays, so Fridays are usually like an easy meal. But I did not go grocery shopping today. It's still going to be something easy because we are lacking on food in the house. I mean, we're not lacking on food, just... y'all know what I mean. When it gets close to grocery shopping day, like usually there's stuff in the cabinet that you can make stuff with, but like it starts to feel bare. We have plenty of leftovers from Christmas too if we really wanted to just eat leftovers, but we don't because that's what we had for lunch. That's what we had for dinner last night. So I am using a little bit of Christmas leftovers. We are going to use one of my new kitchen gadgets, which is this like griddle panini thing. I'm going to show you guys in a second. We're going to make some delicious sandwiches with some homemade bread because we were out of regular bread, so I just made some bread earlier today. And so ham, regular bread, cheese, and I'm going to put some ground mustard on mine. Andy might do the same when he gets home later, but he's not home right now. Then we're just going to have tomato soup with it. So like grilled cheese and tomato soup kicked up a little bit. So I've got the homemade bread and one of my Christmas presents. I got all of the cutting boards. So homemade bread on my new cutting board, and then some sliced cheddar on another new little cutting board. This came with like some cheese, little knives and stuff from my sister. Tomato soup, ignore my dirty stove. And then this is the griddle panini thing that Andy and the kids got me. It was on my wish list. The plates are reversible, so they're just smooth on the other side, and then like the grill pans on this side, and then it closes. You can do paninis like I said, and then it also, you have to hit a little button over here and it's hot, so I don't want to do that, but it opens up so that it's completely flat, like a whole griddle, so you can make pancakes on it and have a whole flat surface. So I'm really excited to have this because I used to always hate to pull my griddle out just because it was so big and bulky. And this one takes up way less space, will be easier to clean because the plates are removable. I'm just so happy. I plan on getting the waffle little plates and then getting rid of my waffle maker and have all of the things in one. Kitchen gadgets that can do multiple things are my absolute favorite things ever. Takes up less space. So we're going to cook it up on that. I'm going to butter the bread. Got a little bit of Swiss that I think I'm going to do on my sandwich. All of this ham, and I'm going to probably freeze the rest of this tomorrow. Here is the mustard I'm going to use on mine, and then as I said, cheddar cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and get started putting these together. And here is our finished dinner. Here is mine. I got mine just a little bit more well done than theirs. And then theirs not as toasted. Ham and cheese. And we got our tomato sauce. No, I hope we're not just dipping it in tomato sauce. Tomato soup. And that is going to be dinner for Friday. It is Saturday. And tonight we are eating a little bit of Christmas leftovers. And then anything else that's left after tonight is going in the trash. So I've got broccoli casserole again, some carrots, but then instead of having ham again, we're just having some cheddar crusted chicken. I do have a recipe video for this on my channel, so I will leave that link down below. It's super easy and super delicious, so make sure you check that out. And then the kids' plates look exactly the same, and Andy will probably not have broccoli casserole. He will probably have the last of the green bean casserole. And that is going to be dinner for Saturday. Hey guys, it is Sunday, and tonight for dinner we are having hamburgers. I actually made the kids' burgers on here earlier. That's why this is still kind of dirty. But me and Andy weren't hungry because me and him actually ate a late lunch. So now I'm making dinner for me and him, and I'm just going to make the rest of this hamburger meat. It's a little bit more than a pound, or it was before I took some out for the kids. And I'm just going to season them with some salt and pepper, and that's it, because the burgers are better when it's just simple seasonings. Otherwise it ends up being like meatloaf. That's what Lily tells me. If I put egg and breadcrumbs and stuff in it like some people do, then it just turns into like meatloaf. So a good burger is it just needs salt and pepper. So I'm just going to patty them out, and I have this on the griddle function, but on the grill side pans, and it's on like 375. That might be too hot. We will see. Yeah, I'm just going to put them on there and then season them. Here are the burgers. So Andy will probably eat one for dinner and then take one for lunch, and then I might have the other one for lunch tomorrow, or the kids might split it, we'll see. And this is some sharp cheddar cheese that I put on there. And here's my plate that you saw me make. This is some French onion dip, which is right over there, and then wavy lays for my chips. I put mayonnaise, tomato, lettuce, my mustard, ketchup on the bottom. And yeah, that is going to be dinner for Sunday. It is a Monday, and tonight for dinner we are having turkey from Thanksgiving that was in the freezer. So I took this out, and I think it's about a pound of turkey meat, and I just chopped it up. And then I'm going to mix up this gravy mix. It should make about 2 cups of gravy, and then I'll mix the meat in there with that. So that's what I got that for. And then I'm making some egg noodles as well, and then we'll just mix it all together.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
You could also do this with ground turkey meat. We've done that before, but because we have leftover turkey meat, we're using that. It's just a quick and easy dinner to use up some leftovers. Here is my plate. I just made some green beans to go on the side with some pepper and garlic powder, and then instead of chicken bouillon I used the Better Than Bouillon chicken flavor. So hopefully we like these with that. And then for the turkey gravy and egg noodles, I would suggest either making less noodles, like only using half the bag, or making more gravy. I ended up adding this can of turkey gravy that I had in the cabinet because it was a little dry before I added it. So just a heads up, if you do the 2 packets of gravy, I would cut down on the amount of noodles that you use. Probably just use like half the bag, like I said. But that is going to be dinner for Monday. It is Tuesday and today is New Year's Eve, and we don't do anything special, especially with the kids being young. They don't stay up late or anything yet. And me and Andy have never been ones to go out or anything. We like to stay home where it's safe. We are having some Philly cheesesteak sliders tonight for dinner. So I got this beef shaved steak on markdown at Kroger. I'm going to cook it up in this pan with some salt and pepper to season it. And then I have these rolls left over from Christmas that I just split in half. So I laid them in the bottom of my little pan. And I'm going to put some mayonnaise on the top side. And then we'll top it with the meat and some provolone cheese and bake it for just a little bit. And then once they come out, I have this au jus that I'm going to make so we can dip our sliders in that. So I made the au jus, and I actually decided I'm going to take the meat, dip it in there, and then put it on the bread. So I'm going to do that now, assemble the sandwiches, and I'm going to bake it for like 5 to 10 minutes on 350. Okay, finally, I also decided I'm going to put some melted butter on the tops, and then it is going to go in the oven. Here are the kids' plates. I'm not going to make mine right now or Andy's. But yeah, we've got the slider. The kids won't dip theirs in the au jus, so they don't have any of that. But it is over there for us later. And then they have some grapes and some fries that I made in the air fryer. And that is going to be dinner for Tuesday. It is Wednesday, which is New Year's Day. And I know a lot of people have traditions on like what kind of food they eat for dinner or other meals for the day. We don't have anything that we eat. I know like in the South it's like collard greens and black-eyed peas, but I don't really care for either of those. Like, I don't dislike black-eyed peas. It's never something that I've ever made before though, but I do not like collard greens. I just not a fan of things like that. So we're just having spaghetti for dinner tonight, but I'm curious to know if you do participate in like New Year's Day food. So if you do, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your family typically eats on New Year's Day. But yeah, as I said, I made spaghetti, or am making spaghetti. So I've got the meat cooking, the water's coming to a boil. I've got some broccoli in the air fryer, which is why it's probably loud in the background. And that's just in there with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then I have this everything bread that I'm about to slice up and make some garlic toast with. So I'm going to show you how I do that, even though it's pretty easy. So we've got our noodles and our meat with sauce. It's just ground beef that I seasoned with some garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then this is the Aldi marinara sauce. And here are our plates. Here's mine with the broccoli that I made in the air fryer. And here are the kids. And that is going to be dinner for Wednesday. It is Thursday, and tonight for dinner we are going to be trying this creamy chicken pasta with bacon. I can't remember what website this came from, but I will have it linked down below so you guys can check it out. It's got bacon in it, and chicken in it, and tomatoes, and spinach, Parmesan cheese. It just sounds absolutely delicious. So to start off, I have some water over here that's coming to a boil so I can boil some penne pasta. And then I've got some tomatoes. It calls for 4, but I used 1, so I've only got 3. I'm going to dice them up small. It calls for 2 cups of spinach, and because I want the spinach to be small pieces so that the kids will eat it, I'm going to cut that up, and we're going to do 2 cups of that. Once our noodles are done, I'm going to go ahead and start off by cooking up some bacon. I think I'm going to do like half the pack of bacon. Then we'll cook the chicken in the bacon grease, get that all nice and browned. And then we'll make the sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and get started cutting this stuff up while I wait for my water to come to a boil. A little trick that I learned for cutting up the spinach is to stack them on top of each other, and then you can kind of roll it together, and then it makes it so much easier to chop. So I'm just going to do that. I did like 3 or 4 stacks, and that was about 2 cups of spinach. Next, I'm starting on the bacon, and I'm only going to use half the pack of bacon, as I said before. And anytime a recipe tells me to cook bacon and then chop it up afterwards, I just like to go ahead and cut it up with my kitchen shears beforehand. I find that it cooks easier, and you can just like kind of stir it around till it gets nice and crisp. I just feel like that's easier than cooking it in whole strips and then chopping it after. I don't know. I think it's easier to me. And while my bacon is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken breast on both sides with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And then once my bacon is done and I have removed it, I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken in that bacon grease and just let it cook until it's completely done and nice and browned on both sides. And then we are going to remove that from the pan as well. Now it's going to be time to make the sauce. We're going to leave that bacon grease in there, and to that we are going to add some butter and let that melt. And once that's melted, I'm going to add in some minced garlic and just let that cook for about a minute till it's nice and fragrant. And then I'm going to add in the tomatoes and let those cook down till some of the juices come out and we have a nice sauce forming. And then we are going to add in the spinach and let it wilt. And then we're going to add in some seasoning. I added paprika, Italian seasoning, some crushed red pepper. And And I just let that simmer for a little bit till those spinach leaves were nice and wilted, and then I'm going to add in some heavy cream and let that simmer for a few minutes till it kind of starts to thicken up. And then once it does kind of start to thicken up, we're going to add in our Parmesan cheese. I didn't follow the recipe on cheese. I don't usually do. I just kind of add cheese till I think it looks right. Once we've added all the cheese and it's all melted and looks great, we're going to add that to our pasta that we cooked first. And then we'll add in that bacon and chicken and get everything stirred together. And that's it. Here is the finished pasta. I already tasted it. It tastes really good. Definitely would recommend that. The recipe, as I said, will be linked down below. And here are our plates. We're just having some more of that everything bread from Walmart. I didn't turn it into garlic bread this time, just regular bread. But that is going to wrap up another week of What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and got some motivation to cook some dinner for your family. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe down below and leave me a thumbs up. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!